Taurus, let's start with your reading. Today, we're going to look into the energies around you at the moment, and then we will focus on the events coming up for you in the near future. Okay. Taurus, what's going on here? Okay. Look at this. All right. This is very interesting because as you see here in the reading, we have an energy that it's very logical. This is all about what makes sense. Whereas instead, the general energy is all about how it feels. We see, in fact, here that this situation is made of two people who truly care about each other. There is a lot of love here with both the Two of Cups and the Ten of Cups. Two people who truly want to be in each other's arms, but also two people who are pushing each other away for the time being. At least we'll have to see why is that. But overall, don't forget that there is a lot of love here, regardless of what has been said or regardless of what happened. There is a very deep spiritual connection as well. First of all, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and underneath it, we have the Devil. And this is definitely a conflicting type of energy. I believe that lately you have been somewhat confused on how to proceed in a specific situation. Perhaps you are caught in a conflict in between the heart and the mind, in between what you know it's right to do and what instead the events and energies around you are pushing you to do. With the Queen of Pentacles, you are invited to be very practical about this, which means that regardless what you decide to do here, you need to make a decision and stick with it. Sometimes we are looking for the perfect decision to make, the perfect solution, something that feels good today, but that you're not going to regret tomorrow. But while we are looking for that perfect solution, we don't realize that we keep ourselves stuck into a limbo. Maybe here you have been trying to move on from a situation, but you keep coming back to it, whether because you miss the person or because something happens on their end which pulls you back in. It's overall hard to forget the situation and it's hard to move on from it, but it's time to make a decision, Taurus. This back and forth is not helpful for anyone, especially for you. Either you forgive or you move on. And it's very important to realize that there is no perfect solution. But one thing that can help you out is asking yourself a very important question. Are you prepared to never see this person ever again? Or are you prepared to give them another chance to work, to make things right, to fix things, to be right next to them without bringing up the past again and really working through those issues? It's either one or the other, and there is no perfect solution. This is your time to follow your intuition, and whatever it tells you, stick with it. Right here in the heart of the reading, we're starting to see why there might be issues right now. We see this King of Swords and this Queen of Wands down here. It's like two completely different personalities. And we see with the Three of Swords in the middle how they come clashing together, and it's not pretty. It's not easy to handle. The two of you seem to be trying to fit together. But again, something is missing here, and it's not making this work as it should. We'll see why. We'll see what that's about. But first of all, we clearly see here some sort of disappointment as well, which could be caused by a betrayal, maybe someone cheating, or just someone who has really harsh communication and does not understand how their words and even actions can negatively impact the situation and the person who's in front of them right here. This person, I believe, lacks tact, and sometimes they forget that with kindness and respect, you can truly progress forward in a very healthy way. It feels like at times they would rather be right about something other than being wrong, but at least being in a peaceful type of relationship, if that makes sense. Overall, here we see a person who you experience a lot of friction and conflict with, but someone who is still important to you for some reason. And that's key. That for some reason thing is definitely key here, because often we feel the pull towards someone, not because they're good for us, but just because that connection, it's something that in that moment, we feel it's meant to be. It doesn't make sense because we know that maybe they're not good for us, but yet we feel that our place is right next to this person, at least for the time being, for reasons that we are not aware about yet, but that we will be aware about, we'll be able to understand once we get to the other side of this journey, when we get to the end of this cycle. And so back to what we were saying earlier, don't be afraid right now to make the wrong choice. This is not something that you will be able to explain with logic. Love just doesn't work that way. I wish it did, but it doesn't. Right now, you just need to ask yourself those previous questions, make a decision, and stick with it until something new happens, which might put you in front of the same choice, but at a different time in a different context. Also, a really quick message for those of you whose person actually cheated or talked to someone online. I feel that that was definitely something that they did just to feed their ego, to reinforce their ego. There is a tendency here to not feel like they're good enough for you or for any partner for that matter. Therefore, they look for validation elsewhere. Now, this doesn't mean that you should forgive them. It could still be a major issue in the future because today it's their ego that they need to feed. Tomorrow, it might be something else, if you know what I mean. But clearly, to fix this, you both need to work on communication without any sort of ego involved. It's easier said than done, but right here, it's absolutely fundamental for the two of you if you really want to fix this. And this is something very interesting that I'm actually noticing now. It's been right here the whole time. We have the Three of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. This truly feels like a countdown to me. An initial disappointment that made you feel stuck in a limbo from which you have to make a decision. You can get out of it just by making a choice. And once you make the choice, we have a breakthrough moment right here with the Ace of Swords. A time coming up where something is going to be revealed to you, perhaps. Something that you were not expecting at all. Listen, the Ace of Swords, it's all about new beginning. It's all about letting go of everything that brought confusion, right here with the Devil, everything that kept you stuck, and say, you know what, enough. I am going to make a decision. I made my decision and I'm going to stick with it. And because of that reaction, because of that very decision, there is something unexpected that it's going to happen in the situation, something that maybe this person is going to do or something that you're going to find out. And obviously with the Ace, we have something that can feel a little cold. We're still missing that emotional energy that we know it's there. But right now, baby steps. It's all about taking baby steps and moving forward, getting out of that limbo. Right here, I feel that this new beginning, it's starting from within you, Taurus. and then it's going to propagate into your environment as well. We see here with the star, the Nine of Wands, things are going to change, but they need to change from within you first. That's absolutely important. This could actually be really beautiful. It's placing you on a new path, and we'll have to see if it's going to be with or without this person. But hey, right here, Nine of Wands and the star, these are great energies that right now are starting to resonate more with the truth of the matter. And the truth of the matter is that the two of you care about each other so much. And we need to understand why you feel this pull right now and where it's going to take you in the future. So let's start clarifying all the messages, starting from this Ace of Swords right here. Let's see what's about to be revealed to you and where this new path is going to take you, both in the near but also in the distant future. You realize here that the perfection is really not needed, and that actions is the only thing that really moves you forward. And once you're moving, it's going to be a matter of seconds to change your direction and trajectory again, depending on what you see and what you are experiencing in that moment. So let's look into these upcoming energies then, and let's see how your journey is bound to evolve in the near and distant future. If you want to dive deeper into the messages, Taurus, just follow me in the extended reading link below in the description box. Also, don't forget that every single week, I randomly select viewers who I watch the extended video to offer them a 100% free, personal, 30-minute reading. I send out emails every Monday morning. Make sure to check out your spam folder as well. Now, stay tuned for the extended preview coming right up after this. Welcome back to your extended reading, Taurus. The bridging energy taking us from this current situation to the future events. It's a very interesting one. We have the Nine of Swords, and here we are already starting to see what this Ace of Swords is bringing to you. You know, when you're dealing with a King of Swords, they are hard to crack. And right here, we see that those walls that they have built around them and that are keeping a secret, which we know what the secret is up here with the Two of Cups and the Ten of Cups. Right now, those walls are starting to come down, are starting to fall apart, are starting to crack. And behind those walls, you see a very different type of personality with the Nine of Swords. Definitely not the King of Swords. And we see right here that there is a major fear. So let's clarify these cards and let's see what this new information that you're going to find out about it's going to be. And then we will try to understand also how it's meant to evolve in the future and what you should do in order to be happy, but also in order to not make a decision that you might regret later on. So let's start by clarifying Ace of Swords and Nine of Swords. Look at that. Okay. This is truly you, shocked, not knowing where these messages are coming from, and shocked by the fact that there was so much more happening behind that wall, underneath the surface, and right now it's all in front of you. So what we see right away is that whatever it's coming up